to my next reaction to The Devil's Hour. I'm very curious as to where this is going to go. You know, I mean, what's going to happen with Ravi? You know, what's going to happen with Lucy? We saw that she did kind of accept dying, I guess, and then coming back. But we still, of course, have the alternate worlds. Now, remember I said in the last video about how I wish they would do something like the way Sliding Doors is, or the way Sliding Doors did, to use proper English. But they are doing that with Ravi, because you've got him in the one universe where he's got the beard, and then in the other universe where he doesn't have the beard. So that, I think, helps, because obviously for us, we can decipher. I wish that they would do something with Lucy, and maybe they are. Maybe it's more that she's wearing her back as one. But, you know, as I stated regarding Sliding Doors, Gwyneth Paltrow's character had different hair color. In one, she was brown. In the other, she went and got her hair dyed and dyed it blonde. So then you could tell. So I wish with Lucy we at least had some significance with her to show, because if there's a scene that doesn't have Ravi in it, you're kind of left to guess, you know. Even if it was where in the Isaac timeline she wore a necklace or something, and then in the non-Isaac timeline, the Ravi timeline, she didn't wear a necklace, you know, something like that. Something that would help us decipher. Now, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm the only one who's a bit confused about the timelines. But I'm excited though to see where this is going to go. I don't remember the name of this episode. I don't know if I can see it without. It's something ending in D. So that should be the name of the episode. Anyways, let's get started with episode 3. Go Gideon!
Someone nicked the carpet was having his legs put back together sometime over the past 8 days.
Dang.
Well, Canvas's neighbourhood. This can't be a coincidence.
No.
Find the thief? Or is a recluse? Lives in the middle of nowhere, cut off, faceless?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it could be worth a try, though.
Kind of like her living in the middle of
Worth
nowhere.
a try. Thanks, Boyd.
Just a spell.
Sure it is.
An echo. He's not here. Are we?
That's a good question. Are we here? I think therefore I am.
This.
Good shot. I like that.
Hang on. 30 seconds.
Is that all? So she put one on. I love it. What does she
What
have?
did she give you? 7. For when they rub off. You're happy. Is that because Meredith's a girlfriend? She's not my girlfriend. No, I know.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
She's your friend.
She's your friend who's a girl.
Maybe a best friend. Or my best friend.
Aw. Dang, he really is growing up.
That was 2 years later. We'd moved to a different town.
From an early age, Evelyn would talk about leaving, complaining that she wasn't where she was supposed to be.
I'm not. She's having some sort of connection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The the worlds are colliding again. Yay, a dark scene! Where are you going? No? Nope. 3:33.
Because you're DI Lucy Chambers of the Hart Valley Police, and you are investigating a crime.
Fascinating, a police officer. I get caught.
I have the feeling you'll be quite convincing.
Yeah, she will be quite convincing since she's a DI in the other timeline. Get a badge. Just need to flash your badge. Cool. We have a face. 3:46. 2 minutes later. Is there water running? Yeah. Not turning off. Kill it down below. Blood. How's he have blood on him? What the hell? Whoa. Flashback down. Whew. That was a pretty intense scene. Since we have the ads going right now, we can talk about it, but I like how now the non-Isaac timeline is starting, or I guess I should say the Ravi timeline is starting to bleed into the Isaac timeline. You know, I think that's good because now we're starting to get the connection, kind of like what we had in season 1. I don't know though what to make with Ravi. The fact that she's a person of interest, so he suspects her, but yet he's still sleeping with her. It's kind of shitty when you think about it. The mother, I think, is Evelyn. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think she's Evelyn. And then that face must have been the face of the guy in the yellow suit.
You're not
I was
not
wondering
having
when
red
we were
salt.
going to see him. So I was hitting the call button. So now we have a face and a name. What's his connection now? Obviously, we will find out. You know, I'm sitting here wondering, like, where is this story going? We'll probably find out, my guess, in the final season, season 3, where how everything ties together. My guess. but it's still a bit confusing now because it's like, what is going on, you know, because you're trying to guess and figure things out and catch clues. You know, it's funny because I had done my reactions here to the first season, and then a couple months afterwards, I rewatched season 1, and I caught things that I missed previously. So it's always good, of course, to go back and rewatch something, because it's usually little things that can add up to be a major clue. And that's obviously not just with this, but with anything you watch, you know, it's especially if there's something, you know, if it's shows like this and stuff, you know, a lot of people might seem like, oh, focusing on someone's ring might not be anything, but this ring is. The psychiatrist is like, let's be quiet, maybe they'll hear voices. Here, let me put on music. How's that being quiet? I mean, maybe if you hear voices, you'd still hear them. Maybe that helps. I don't know, but I'm just kind of like, that doesn't compute. That's what I think. But so I'm thinking right now, the mother is Evelyn Weissman, which explains, because we know she has seen things. She has talked to people. We saw it in season 1. She's talked to people who aren't there and everything, because like they're in the opposite timeline or something. So she's Evelyn Weissman, and then somehow maybe this whole thing kind of skipped Lucy, and now Isaac, because Evelyn also said, I'm not supposed to be here. And then that guy was her husband, Lucy's father.
Got a laptop. And lots of boxes.
Did it smell?
Everything smells.
I like
Be
the red
careful.
with the yellow light. He may not be in a yellow hoodie, but the yellow light isn't a coincidence. I don't know what it's like. But where'd it come from? How did it just fall down? Shoes.
One.
Okay, hold on.
Did you put it on speaker? Maybe not, because we hear it. I'm just like, I'm gonna make it easier, or could have like done Bluetooth or something.
Remind me?
F12.
Damn. 12.
Which life did you spend hacking computers?
None. I bought this off a 14-year-old boy in an internet cafe.
There you go.
Guess. No, there's nothing on here.
You could have wiped it.
He has been checking for prices for used Subarus. He sent them to a guy named French. What?
What is it?
He's selling the car.
When?
This Saturday, 11 a.m, car for cash, Mourns Hill car park. That's just off the high streets behind Rigby's. Buyers from Newcastle, they've done no business before. It's a coincidence.
You said someone torched the car.
We put out an APW.
They must have known we were.
Get out! heard that. And he heard that. You should have that on silent. Why would you go into that not knowing that on silent? Lucy!
Who the fuck are you?
You suck at this.
How'd you get in here?
Bite him! Bite him!
Open the fucking door!
Yeah, she's gonna open it because you're telling her to.
Tell you.
Good job. I just realized there's a gun in England? How'd that happen? Must have been smuggled in or something. Because, yeah, that's weird. Alright. So, obviously, that guy definitely has violent tendencies, since we saw how he was acting. And like I said, the Ravi timeline is starting to kind of blend into the Isaac timeline. Evelyn Weissman is her mother. I don't know if that guy was her father, but obviously there's a connection somehow. The girl had on a hat that had a yellow smiley face, and the one guy wears a yellow hoodie. They were doing a lot with the color blue, and now we're getting some yellow because that guy there was, the yellow lights and everything, and I've commented many times how I like the lighting and the cinematography in this. Obviously there's connections. There's not too much I can say because I'm still absorbing it. It's a problem when you do a reaction and you have to give your thoughts as soon as it's done because you're still kind of absorbing and processing what you just saw. And sometimes you catch things later, like, not always, but there have been times where, like I finish a reaction and I'm going about my day and I might be like, oh, like I catch something later and I think, damn, I should have included that in my commentary. But episode 4 says, Lucy desperately tries to cover her tracks as secrets and lies are forced into the open at terrible deadline looms. Are we going to get all these answers at the end of this season? I honestly do not know. I don't think so because we have a 3rd season coming. Sometimes when they do these shows, they wrap up an entire season. But I think with these guys, since they had planned the 3 seasons pretty much from the beginning, they can kind of keep the story going. Because we know at the end of season 1, the Isaac timeline was kind of wrapped up, at least for that, with having the fire and everything, because she probably should not have survived. And then we see it kind of meld into the Ravi timeline. But again, there's 3 seasons, and they probably knew that going in. I don't think they actually renewed it until season 1 came out. I think they wanted to see how it did in the ratings, because it did pretty well. But I think they basically knew from the beginning that there were going to be 3 seasons. But sometimes with shows, they go in and they wrap a whole season up, because sometimes they don't know. And sometimes, of course, they leave it on a cliffhanger. But with this, we may not get all of our answers here at the end of season 2 because we have season 3 coming up. So they may leave things wide open because we know the final season is still yet to come. Will we get the answers in the finale, or will we get answers throughout? I think I like it better when a series is ending and they give you answers to questions and clues throughout instead of throwing it all into the very end. Because it's kind of like, if you wait till the very end, it's kind of like they're saying, oh, we kind of forgot. That might not be it at all, but to me it kind of feels rushed. Like, we're going to give you all the answers right now, boom, boom, boom. And it's just like an overload of information and answers. And sometimes they don't answer everything. So personally, I feel like if you have something, especially like this, which is kind of crime, mystery, suspense, if you have like a final season and you give us answers, but it's kind of spread out, to me, I feel like that's a little more of a story, because instead of waiting till like the last chapter, you're solving things and giving people kind of a chance to absorb the information. Where, again, like I said, it's not information overload as it is if it's all like, we're going to hit you all at the end of at the finale with all of it. Just my opinion. Okay, let's talk down in the comments. I'm going to start episode here shortly. I'm going to start episode 4 here shortly once I refill my water and everything. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.